Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here. Time for your War Factory preview. So let's check out War Factory today. See what we've got. I'm still on holiday in the UK, visiting my family, having a good time. So let's check it out. Laser beams covering this side of the beach. Rocket launchers covering over here, and the grapplers obviously. So I've found that there a lot of cannons, boom cannons, and grapplers on War Factory, making it really hard for sort of like a T-med grind through the base. See if we can find somewhere. So even finding a spot for grenadiers would be pretty hard, like the whole beach is effectively covered. Maybe a little section in this little corner, sneak them in there might work, but everywhere else is pretty much covered. But we're going to go for a Zuka attack today. Let's see how we go. We've got 1.9, just over 1.9 on the core, on the HQ. Rewards, we're looking at prototypes, wood and iron. Decent amount of wood and iron today, so that might help you guys out. So what I think we could take, if we took down the shield generators, there would be sort of like a double smoke over in the corner, sneak up, and that would be probably one shock here, one shock on these two, and a couple of those bottom mortars, and then another shock sort of between those two mortars. If you're using Zukas, if you're using warriors, probably something similar. Yeah, and that would take down the shields in one attack, and then park Zukas just outside this building damage statue and hit the core like that. Or even warriors, if you've already taken down the shield, you only got 490 left on the core, 490k, if you can get rid of all the mines. However, we're going to go for a clear and finish, hopefully, or potentially in one attack. It could happen, because I reckon if we can get our Zukas in between these two rocket launchers, we'll be able to shock these key defenses in one shock. And then all we've got is cannons in the area, so I can drop maybe a load of critters over here to distract those. Maybe a critters at the top, probably not actually because of the rocket launcher, but just a critter over to the side, and then shock these four defenses are the main things that I'm worried about. And then we just want to be dropping, once we've cleared out this entire area, we want to drop down and start hitting the core, and hopefully we've got enough Zukas to do the damage before these snipers pick us off. So that's the plan. Let's diamond them up and get in. How many diamonds are we going to spend? 56, that's okay. I can deal with that. Just did my op attack, that's why I don't have them ready to go. So we're looking for a double smoke landing, bottom left, just by this factory supplies, and then we're going to flare across to just below these factory supplies before we flare directly up. We could potentially do like a left flag landing right by that factory supply, but we might end up using more smoke, and because we're going to use a reasonable amount of smoke already, thought it would be better just to flare across. So let's try that. So a little bit of a peak over there, and then we want to flare across. Smoke's already expiring. Should be alright. we've lost. So we've lost one Zuka, and we got a little bit of damage on some of them. No peak is perfect. Get the shock off, and critters over on the left. And there we go, just let them unleash. And we're going to do another shock. And we missed the shock blaster. It should be okay. We're going to have to do another shock anyway, so we'll do it now. And we've got enough for probably one more. And we're going to have to flare on to that shock blaster at some stage. Or maybe we can get away with it. I think we might get away with it actually. Oh no. So obviously got to be really careful about the range. I wasn't careful enough. I'm just trying to avoid the sniper towers because they're going to be picking us off. Oh no. That's not going well. So we kind of want to be a lot lower. Those top two are going to get picked off by the rocket launcher as well. As soon as that's reloaded, ready to go. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they're out of range. Let's see. It's not retargeting. But we're not going to have the firepower to pull this off. We can try and help out with a barrage, I guess, and a couple of artillery. Or 3. And how many Zukas we got left? We got 2, 3, 6, 7 Zukas left. So it's going to be a long minute and 40 seconds. Let's see what else we could have done. So they're just going to be grinding down the core. Be handy if we could see the rocket launcher range. But it came right down to sort of between, you can see where those, basically where the building attack, building damage statue is. That's more or less the rocket launcher range. So I wasn't quite vigilant enough. This definitely could have been a solo. Hopefully you guys can do that. I used quite a few shocks in there. I just needed to reposition my Zukas down. And maybe what might have been better is flaring onto the shock blaster earlier. And by doing that, shocking these rocket launchers. And then once the shock blaster was down, or just keep an eye on the rocket launchers that were shocked, and then flared down and away, and then we would have been home and clear with all of our Zukas. Would have got a couple picked off by the sniper towers, but that's fine, you know. So here we go. Should be able to, I actually might try and see, I'll try and show you guys that left flag landing that I was talking about. If we drop the smokes correctly, we should be able to just flag land right up next to this building, this factory supply. So we actually got a bit more damage than I was hoping for, to be honest, on the core. Because what did we say? Just over 1.9 mil, so we've probably done, so a mil is half, we've probably done what, 2/3. So we did a decent amount of damage anyway, probably did like 1.2 maybe. So let's go load up some more Zukas. I normally wouldn't waste all the diamonds. If you were going to do this, you would only need maybe half a load of Zukas. But I'm going to diamond load them all up so that you guys can see how the Zukas are going to behave under the smokes with that flag land. So let's diamond them up and get back in. As soon as this loads, there we go. Right, so we're going to flag land basically as high into the zone that we have available, and we know that the Zukas are going to need all of that smoke. There we go, so we're just going to let them all arrive. A couple are going to peek out the bottom there. And then I'm just using a double smoke, so we actually haven't lost any yet. It's just the machine gun that was fast enough to have a look. So flare onto the core, and I'm actually just going to shock a couple of the snipers that I think are going to be in range. And then, oh no! So that's how close that rocket launcher is. I'm going to shock it just for giggles. and the medkit's on the core. So yes, I might just have a look through the replay and show you the exact range of that rocket launcher. So I lost a whole bunch of girls. 30, yeah, it's actually not too bad. So in total I lost 134 Zookas, taken down War Factory today. That's how I did it. I'm going to load up some warriors so I can do some map clearing later. Let's have a look at that replay. Hey, recording on my phone. Keep covering the lens. So if we pause it, that rocket launcher range is, yeah, just... So if we had flared a little bit further back, like sort of over here where these cannons were, and then flared forwards, the Zookas would have spread more and they wouldn't have wanted to step over each other. But I think just to be safe, especially as we've already done a barrage, there's no mines there, we could have done critters on the core and one shock for this section, and then the snipers and rocket launchers all would have been firing at the critters, maybe do another critter. But there we go. Those are some ideas for when you're going to be taking on War Factory. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helps you out. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more. Boom, boom!